Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Give people some time to get in here. I really wasn't planning on going live. I'm just so tired of these Bama fans. I am sick of y'all. If this is a Bama fan watching, I'm tired of y'all. Tired of y'all. But yeah, I'm tired of the Bama fans. Merry Christmas to everyone, of course. But yeah, I'm just tired of these Bama fans. Like, I had somebody, what do you say? Are you a Bama fan? What up, bro? Yeah, he said, this is all good and well. Michigan will probably lose. Michigan's going to lose by four touchdowns. And I get it. The cockiness of Bama having so many championships. But and I'm not a Vegas guy, but there's a reason the line is so close. Because Bama hasn't really blown out good teams they've played. You know what I'm saying? So let's just look at it. Let's just look at what Bama did this year a little bit. They lost to Texas. They beat South Florida 17-3. Ole Miss 24-10. Mississippi State 40-17. Okay, that's a big time score, I guess you could say. Texas A&M 26-20. Arkansas 24-21. Tennessee 34-20. Got you. LSU 42-28. Got you. Kentucky 49-21. Okay, that's a good blowout. Auburn 27-24. Georgia 27-24. Only good team that they've blown out is Kentucky. Was Kentucky that good this year? 7-5. Not really. So appreciate it, James Cooper, with the $9.99 super chat. Johnny Old and the GOAT Michigan channel. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, bro. But where's the blowout fashion? Who have you blown out that's a good team? So I'm just getting tired. I'm ready for the game, honestly, but I'm getting tired of the cockiness. Like this is a team. Like this is the 2021 LSU. Like this is LSU with Joe Burrow or something. These Bama fans are cocky like that. You ain't blew out anybody that was good. And this isn't me being a homer or hating. I'm looking at your schedule. I'm looking for it. Is Middle Tennessee supposed to be great? 56-7. Mississippi State 40-17. What's Mississippi State? Let's look at it. 5-7. I'm looking. Chattanooga. There's the blowout. 66-10. You did it. So you ain't blew out any good teams. You might have won by 14. That's not a blowout. 14, 13. It's just not there. So the cockiness of these Bama fans acting like they're LSU with Joe Burrow, like they're unstoppable. What are you talking about? Where? You've been watching your team the whole year. Now all of a sudden y'all done made the playoff, hoping and wishing, might I say, the same way I used to talk about Ohio State last year, hoping and wishing. Oh, please. Same thing going for y'all this year. Y'all cocky now that you got in, but When those rankings were coming out, you were, come on, please, come on, come on. Like, give me a break. Al Turkey said, yo, do you think Penn State, Ohio State has a better defense than Bama, or at least interior defense? Bama's interior defense hasn't been that good. The thing about the difference between their defenses and Bama's defense, of course, they've got more talent. You know, they've got more talent, but like Bama can get away with rushing 3 a lot. So like if you're in a true pass situation, Bama can rush 3 and drop 8. So that's the big difference. So you can catch them in a passing down and they'll be rushing 3. And you could sneak a draw, or you could sneak a QB sneak because they're only rushing three rushers. Those 3 rushers can get pressure, but it creates an advantage because you can drop 8 guys into coverage. You get what I'm saying? So to answer your question, Ohio State's, yes, I believe it is better than Ohio State's, honestly. Penn State's, it might be comparable to Penn State's, honestly. Hey, I don't know why Ohio State ain't got a quarterback from the portal yet. I don't know. They just got the top wide receiver recruit. But right now we're gonna see what Devin Brown got. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Told them they was in shambles. They don't know what's going on. They got Aaron Nolan coming in. But besides that, Ohio State's kind of in flux right now. They kind of in shambles. Yeah, you still got all those recruits, but the problem is your coach, he's lost himself. He doesn't know what he wants to be. All that soft talk is getting to him, and it's making him second guess all those years of being a great coach. But I don't want to harp on them in this one. This is about Bama. Right now, I hate Bama for real. I'm tired of they fans. Like, I'm so tired of them. They're just too cocky. Yeah, like these dudes are just too cocky for no reason. Like they really real deal feel like they're the best, like they've been the best team all year or something. Like, give me a break. And then you beat Georgia. Injured Georgia with Brock Bowers out or in and out, not 100%. And then McCarthy was in and out also. You know what I'm saying? You beat an injured Georgia team. So I get it. That you're Bama, but let's not act like your schedule has shown dominance. I know somebody's going to say, well, did you see what we did to LSU? LSU's defense is horrible. Like, their defense is horrible. So you put up 42 against them? That's nice. Their defense is trash. Like, come on. Oh, yeah. They better hope we don't win because I'm going to be on their head. I'm going to real deal be on their head because ain't no telling when we going to play them again. Oh, I'm going to be on their head. And all they little podcasts, oh, Lord, I can't wait to get in their chats. That's Jermaine Mims. That's fine. We know that. If I'm going to keep it 100, Iowa might have a better defense than y'all if I'm going to keep it 100. Their offense is horrible. But their defense might be better than y'all's if I'm just going to keep it real. No shade, no nothing. It might be. But The only reason I'm picking apart y'all's schedule is because y'all talk like y'all just ran over everybody. When your schedule shows that you struggled quite a bit. Quite a bit. That's the only reason I'm picking y'all's schedule apart. Because for some, y'all act like this, it's just, y'all are just killing everybody. And, oh, Michigan, this is horrible for y'all now because that train that's coming through is the train. Looks like a struggle bus to me. Y'all been on the struggle bus for the most part. I've only been on no unstoppable train. It's been a struggle. Tell me I'm lying. Am I lying? Or do I need to go through the schedule again? Do I need to? I got it right here. Well, I got it right here. I can go through it again now. I know. Hey. But yeah, I just think there's a lot of the cockiness is just out of hand. I know the matchups. Oh, Michigan's receivers going against Bama's great second physical corners, all that. But Michigan, and I've said this all year. Those who've been watching know that I said this all the time. Michigan doesn't beat you with we got a Marvin Harrison Jr. and we got an Mbuka. We're going to throw to them most of the time, and that's our offense, and we're going to hand it off to Blake Corum. Michigan beats you with their whole offense. Roman Wilson gets a catch. Cornelius, A.J. Barner, Colston Loveland, Donovan Edwards gets a catch. Donovan Edwards gets a run. Blake Corum gets his carries. Tyler Morris gets a catch. Samaj Morgan on a reverse. Michigan uses all the players that they play on offense. They use them all. You never know who's going to have an impact game to game, which makes it harder to see who you need to stop because they can beat you with a bunch of different guys. They just spread it around. So you can focus on Roman Wilson. That's fine. Take him away. We don't really care. Take him away. We'll throw to A.J. Barner. We'll throw to Cornelius. We'll throw to Loveland. Oh, try to take Loveland away. We'll throw to Donovan Edwards out of the backfield. We'll throw to – that's how Michigan's offense is. We need to win because last year after we lost to TCU, it took me a while to get over it. As long as a whole week, 2 weeks into the offseason, it was overwhelming. Oh, yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. Struggle, yeah. Yeah, they was on the struggle bus, bro. What would Alabama look like with Michigan's schedule? I don't know. Who's to say you wouldn't lose to Ohio State? Who's to say? Y'all ain't looked that good, bro. That's my point. The teams that are comparable to the teams that are comparable to Ohio State and Penn State, y'all struggled with. Auburn. I could say that's similar to a Penn State. You won that game by the skin of your teeth. I need y'all to stop acting like y'all blew out Auburn. Y'all won that game by the skin of y'all teeth. Some of the dumbest defensive calls we've ever seen. Only one that was dumber is Marcus Freeman. Won it by the skin of your teeth. Arkansas, 24-21. You acting like y'all struggle with the best teams on the schedule. You lost to Texas. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? And don't get it twisted. I got a lot of respect for Bama. Supreme respect, honestly. But y'all the Bama fans are acting like they just ran through this schedule, like they didn't struggle most of the time, weren't seconds away from losing to Auburn. That Auburn game didn't happen. Appreciate the $2 super chat, Gregory Moore. Yeah, y'all acting like that Auburn game didn't happen, bro. Me, I don't forget stuff. I don't forget. I might forgive, but I don't forget. No, I get that. I'm just saying a similar style of team. You know what I'm saying? A similar style. So yeah, it ain't like y'all just blew out everybody or something. If y'all did, I would say it, but y'all didn't. Y'all got a lot of close games. Y'all really didn't blow. You really didn't blow out any good teams. You won by like 14. That's a nice win. But then you got a bunch of other games where you struggled. Just is what it is. But it's, now we're playing Michigan. We're going to beat them by 4 or 5 touchdowns. I seen something earlier where somebody said the only chance Michigan has is if Bama turns it over 5 or 6 times. Now, you just stupid. Now, that might be the dumbest comment I ever seen. 5 or 6 times. Now, come on. They ain't that good. Now, that sounds like we playing the Miami Dolphins or something. Like, get out of here. You supposed to be saying the craziest stuff. 5 or 6 turnovers for Michigan to have a chance. Really? Like, come on. And bro, if you still in here, hit the link. Hit the link. I'll let you talk. You can get up here and say your piece. I shut up. We know Bama. Bama is Bama. You know what I'm saying? This game, of course, it means more to us. We got more to prove. But I know dudes like Milroe, he's hungry. That's one thing that does worry me is he's hungry. You go to Bama to win a championship. You don't go to Bama just to win the SEC. That's just the truth. You go to Bama to win a championship because they win one, every 3-4 years or something. Beating Bama will legitimize this national title. It will leave nothing else for the haters to say. That's a fact. And then we can throw it in Ohio State fans' faces. And I can't wait to throw it in their face. Rashad Walker says, all jokes aside, Michigan can't turn the ball over and take some shots downfield. Don't be reluctant to be aggressive because it's Bama. Pressure Milroe and don't sit back to let them pick us apart. Yeah, and honestly, the more I think about Jesse Minter's scheme and what he likes to do against quarterbacks like that are mobile like Milroe is, the goal is to make him get rid of the ball before he wants to or do something he doesn't want to. So he's going to be bringing those exotic blitzes just like in the NFL. A dude it's 3rd and 5 or 6 or something like that. You bring that blitz so he has to get rid of the ball, can't get to that read, So I expect him to do the same thing. The thing that worries me is the guys that are blitzing. Are they going to have their gap integrity right? Are they going to make the tackle when they get to him? That's the big thing. See, Jesse Minter calling these exotic blitzes and calling good defensive plays is only half the battle. Once he does that and then it works and you get there, you still have to make the tackle. That's what worries me is Junior Colson on a blitz and he misses the tackle. Somebody comes around the edge and they take a bad angle and they lose contain. Those are the things that really worried me. Antoine Johnson says, I don't think Milroe can pick anybody apart. He's very inaccurate except for his deep ball. That's a fact. And if Michigan can, with these exotic blitzes Jesse Minter likes to do, and he does consistently, it's going to be hard What he does is make you get rid of the ball early before you want to. He makes you make a choice. Oh, I got to get rid of it. Oh, he wasn't open, or I threw it and it wasn't accurate. Fourth down, you got to punt now. You know, that's what Jesse Minter does. He makes you get rid of the ball. If you watch the NFL on third downs, you'll see, if you watch a lot of NFL football and you look at the third down plays, you're going to see the same type of scheme that Jesse Minter does. We're going to make you get rid of that ball. See, this is the stuff I like to see. Michigan's D-line isn't good enough for Bama's O-line. Are you sure? You sure about that? You sure? How many Michigan games you watch? Georgia. I know you're a Georgia fan. And since you're a Georgia fan, let me cook Georgia. Georgia didn't get sacks this year. You're not 1,000% sure. You just talking. You the most annoying dog fan ever, man. You living up to your name, boy. Yeah. Bama. Georgia had 4 sacks on Milroe. Georgia had 4 sacks on Milroe, and y'all don't even got a good pass rush this year. Do y'all get a good? Let me see if you will keep it 100. Do y'all have a good pass rush this year, Georgia fan? Do y'all answer the question though? Do y'all have a good pass rush? I answer for you. No, you don't. I know you don't. Michigan doesn't have a great pass rush, but we have a good pass rush. And our D tackles, Michigan goes 8 deep. This is the deepest D line that we've probably had with Mason Graham, with Chris Jenkins, with Kenneth Grant, the big dude that ran down the Penn State running back. He's 340. So Michigan's got some dudes. Got Cam Goody. Michigan is deep. This is the deepest Michigan has been. So we'll see. Is Bama's O-line elite? They've given up almost 50 sacks. Now, I done came with the stats today. I done came with gifts. Santa Claus is coming to town. He here. He here today. Is Bama's offensive line elite? They done given up about 50 sacks. That's elite? With a mobile quarterback? I'm just asking. You could be right, but I'm just going off what the numbers say. What the numbers say and what they've done this year. I ain't saying you wrong, but I got the numbers today. Santa Claus done came to town. I got the numbers. I'm throwing them out like I'm Yo Gotti. What's up? That ain't Big Ten stats. See, that's where you're wrong. That ain't Big Ten stats. I said Alabama's offensive line has given up 50 sacks. That ain't Big Ten stats. That's Alabama stats. Well, then you should have said that, and I wouldn't be on here trying to cook you if you would have just said that. But I'm just going off. You said what an elite offensive line. Bama's offensive line ain't elite, is it? 50 sacks? When that become elite? I must have went to sleep on football for about 3-4 years. Now, I will give you this, annoying dog fan. I will give you this. The refs cheated y'all. That horse collar was garbage. That 4th down, that ball hit the ground to me. That was not a catch. That was not a catch. They got a lot of size, but they giving up a lot of sacks. 50 sacks is a lot. Then you give up 4. You give up 4 to Georgia, who doesn't have an elite pass rush. They don't even have a good pass rush this year. Now we can see what happens during the game, but I'm tired of hearing y'all talk. I'm cooking y'all. Until the game is played, I'm cooking y'all. Because they just too cocky. So I'm talking now. I was humble the last couple weeks. I'm talking now. I'm tired of y'all. I am tired of y'all. SEC, Bama, I'm sick of all of y'all. I'm sick of all of y'all now. But yeah, I can't call you elite when you done given up 50 sacks. Maybe you've played better if they've played better in the last few weeks. But that don't mean they all of a sudden they are an elite offensive line. Just don't mean that. Now this annoying dog fan, now this the smartest thing you done said. Saban getting a retirement gift. Now you might be preaching. You could be right. You definitely could be right on that. I'm going to keep it 100. Rashad, go ahead and cook. Well, you're going to cook, bro, because I'm tired of these Bama fans. I promise you I'm tired of them. They just been talking too much. I've been humble. Y'all been watching me in the car with my car lives. I've been humble. I've been praising Milroe and, praising Bama, but I'm looking at y'all schedule. I've been running through the stats. When y'all do something, when the numbers say, okay, y'all got elite pass rush, but he'll come over here. What elite offensive line y'all done played? I guess we ain't gonna play one because they ain't got no elite offensive line. 50 sacks? Give me a break. Then they gave up 4 to Georgia with that mediocre pass rush y'all got this year? Huh? Give me a break. What you warning us of? What? I'm so tired of y'all. What you warning us of? We just played. We're the only team to be to the playoff the last 3 years. Even y'all champs. Y'all, you let Bama beat y'all. We was preparing to play y'all. So what is you warning us about? We've been preparing the last 2 years to play y'all again. So ain't nothing changed for Michigan. That's what y'all need to. That's what Bama fans and I guess SEC fans need to understand. Nothing has changed for Michigan. We were planning on having to go through Georgia. Just so happens y'all didn't make it to the playoff. Oh well, we'll beat your big brother. We tired of y'all. Ain't no difference. I ain't talking about you trying to warn us. We've been preparing for y'all for 2 years. What are you warning us about? Talking about you you trying to warn us. We know. We know what's coming, what to expect in the game. This ain't nothing new. Michigan, before the season, you Georgia fans was laughing at, I've been watching some of y'all stuff too. I've been watching y'all too. So you coming at us, Michigan has a beat Georgia drill. Because we was preparing for you. But y'all done let your big brother beat you. So I guess we have to take your big brother out. That Bama secondary is going to, I don't even know what that, I don't know what that is. Spit roast? What is pot roast? I'm guessing that's pot roast. McCarthy. is y'all their secondary gets a lot of hype, but and this is the thing. I'm not sure how many interceptions they have, so I'm not going to touch on that. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. One thing I do know, and I know you're going to say, what offense have you played? Michigan's defense gets turnovers, fumbles, strip sacks, interceptions. That's what they do. And I know you're going to say, well, you're going against Big Ten. You're going against Big Ten competition. Well, you've been going against SEC competition. They're supposed to be the great Bama. What they struggling for? Huh? If they're that, why are they struggling against Arkansas? Why are they struggling against Auburn? Why did they struggle with USF? I should have went to that game if it was in Tampa. I'm down the street. Nick Saban been at Bama for so long. We know what he bring to the table. This ain't nothing new. We done played Bama multiple times with them. This is just our best team since we've had to play them. So we understand what they bring to the table. We've been preparing for you, Georgia, the last 2 years. But y'all didn't make it this time. So we have no problem about beating Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's mentor. We know what he brings to the table. We understand. And if we didn't understand on every podcast, y'all letting us know, y'all don't have a chance. Y'all don't have a chance. You need 5 or 6 turnovers to beat Bama. Man, please. They ain't that good. Some of y'all done lost y'all mind. Them folks ain't that good. Y'all talking like these folks, the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me a break. That SEC stuff done made some of y'all go half brain dead. Gregory Moore, $5 super chat. We need to stay away from last year's cocky attitude and execute the game plan. Just play ball and disappoint some folks. Yeah. You know the team understands who they're going against. The team is going to be focused. I ain't playing in the game. So I'm about to cook these SEC and Bama folks today. I'm cooking. I ain't playing in the game, so I'm cocky. Until the game is played, I'm cocky and I'm talking my stuff. I'm tired of them. I've been humble. When I was humble, I didn't get no credit for it. They were still talking bad about us. It's a wrap for that. I'm cooking these folks until the game is played. Texas versus Bama will bring in billions of dollars. I'm not sure Texas versus Bama is going to bring in more than Michigan versus Texas. Any 3 of those matchups, Bama, Texas, Michigan, either one of those matchups is going to bring in a ton of money. Those are all 3 of those are blue bloods. As much as you SEC guys like to think that Michigan just popped up one day, Michigan's a blue blood in football. They've been around, the most winningest program in college football history. You know, they've been around for a while. Their fan base is huge. So if it's Michigan versus Texas, that money's still going to be made. Yeah, y'all, Bama ain't that important when it comes to money. Bama ain't that much important in Michigan. They might not be. When it comes to money, they might not even be more than Michigan. Most watched regular season game, it wasn't Bama Auburn, it was Michigan Ohio State, and it is every year. Pretty much every year it is. Just a fact. Bro, revenue, when it comes to revenue, Michigan and Bama are right next to each other. Sometimes Michigan is ahead. Sometimes Bama is ahead. I don't know why you think just because that's the only thing they got going in their state. Michigan has been a big brand for forever. What are you talking about? Like, I get it, but you've probably lived in the South your whole life. I live in Tampa, Florida. I grew up in Michigan, lived in Memphis, and now I'm in Tampa, Florida. I see Michigan fans everywhere wearing Michigan stuff. Honestly, I don't even see Bama people walking around with Bama gear here. I'm in Florida. Michigan is at all the way to the top. I'm just telling you. Y'all can't compete with the hillbilly money. This is the craziest oxymoron I've ever seen. You can't compete with that hillbilly money. What are we talking about? The Beverly Hillbillies? What are we talking about? Hey, what are we talking about, John? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? Somebody say hillbilly money. We talking about the Beverly Hillbillies or what? Whew. Whew. Bama fans have been clowning JJ's stats this season. I guess they forgot he set out a lot of the third and fourth quarters. He wasn't worried about stats. Yeah, I mean, if we had as many close games as Bama did, who knows what JJ's stats would be? He probably would have been higher in the Heisman rankings. But we smoked pretty much the first 10 teams we played. And I know somebody will say they weren't that good. It don't matter. We still smoked them. You know, that's just how it played out. Yeah, Florida. I see Michigan fans in Michigan gear everywhere. And I guess you could say maybe some of them snowbirds, you know, whatever. It really don't matter. They're everywhere. If your team ain't playing for the college football playoff, quiet. Don't making all that noise at the end of the couch. Go blue and keep cooking, Johnny. Best show. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah. We got Ohio State fans wishing against us. We got Georgia fans telling us, you can't beat them. Did you see what they did to us? Did you see what they did to us? Like, bro, come on. Like, come on, man. I live in Indiana. It's a lot of Bama fans in the Midwest. Most black families come from the South, and some cheer for their home state. That's a fact. I'm in the South, bro. I lived in Memphis, one of the blackest cities in the U.S. Like, it's big there, you know. Bama's right there next to it, you know what I'm saying? But the world is bigger than just the South. You mean to tell me if Bama doesn't make it to the championship, all those Bama fans just aren't going to watch the national championship? You just not going to watch? Yeah. If you don't watch the national championship because your team lost, you ain't really a college football fan anyway. We lost last year. I still watched the championship. I'm going to watch. I'm a college football fan. I'm watching. People saying we can't beat them, that's just people self-projecting. Then if we beat them, Bama is not that good. They're going to fight. That's it right there. Because if we beat them, they're going to say, well, this Bama team wasn't good. We had a first-time starter in Jalen Milroe, and, you know, Nick Saban's getting old, and the defense was undisciplined because they have a lot of penalties. They're going to come up with any excuse they can. Of course. We want that win. When you get haters coming from all sides, you know your team is damn good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is no measure of man's health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. I'm not sure what's happening with him. What's happening here? Gregory Moore, I'm one of the few Michigan fans here in Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If y'all beat them, I'll be the first to come here and congratulate y'all. I just legit think odds are against you. That's what every SEC fan or most people think, you know. Some people say, "Oh, I go through comments and just see what people say." What guy said, Michigan's 0-2 in the playoffs, so I don't think they'll win. I mean, what? Like, a lot of people just pick against Michigan because we've lost 2 times in the playoff. Like, that just means we can't win a playoff game ever. Tell that to Ohio State, who used to, "You'll never win in the shoe. You'll never beat us. Oh, wait till next year." Now they coach done went retarded over there trying to hype them up in the huddle. They over there doing all that before the game, getting their head knocked in. Doing all that freaky dancing, and they coach, he don't know what to do, trying to hype them up. Yeah. So things don't stay the same forever. People think, "Oh, you just can't win a playoff game because you're 0-2. Like, come on. Jermaine Millen says, "I watch every year. I was pissed y'all lost to TCU. I wanted y'all to beat Georgia. And if y'all beat us, y'all beat us. We'll be back next year. Michigan's feeling what Bama been feeling." Got you. To turn into Darth Vader, huh, bro? What you say? Lay off of y'all. I had to use y'all for example. I'm trying to leave y'all alone right now. I'm trying to leave y'all alone right now because we got bigger fish to fry. No shade. No shade. But we got bigger fish to fry this year. Like, so I'm trying to leave y'all alone, but when it comes, I have to use y'all as an example because y'all been the best team that we've played. You know what I'm saying? So I have to, throw y'all in there sometimes. Antoine Johnson says, "Michigan reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. People are just watching us to hate on us. They buy tickets just to see him lose. Michigan has the same dynamic." Let's see. Lauren says, "Johnny, what's the game plan to slow down Bama's quarterback?" I think they're gonna blitz him. I think they're just gonna blitz him. I think they're gonna just try to have a well and sound blitz scheme, which is nothing new. That's nothing new. So I think they're just gonna go with what they do for the most part and blitz him because he wants to throw deep. But to throw deep, you need time. The things that he does best is escape. So blitzing him, if you come with your correct angles, you should be able to get him down or you get to him, and he wants to throw deep. To throw deep, you need time to throw deep. The thing that Georgia did and they messed up is they rushed 3 and spied 2. So their 3, because their pass rush isn't that good this year, couldn't get there. Their 3 couldn't get there in crucial situations. And those spies, they're just sitting there in no man's land because he was sitting in the pocket. So he's just sitting back there, got all day. You in a clean pocket like that, you can hit some intermediate throws because ain't nobody coming. I got all day. I can poise myself. I doubt if Jesse Minter does that because that's just not his scheme anyway. Jesse Minter is NFL 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. He's blitzing you. And it's going to be an exotic blitz. So it's not just going to be a basic blitz. Like, you really don't know where it's coming from because sometimes D tackles drop out. Sometimes ends drop out. Sometimes all of them come. You really don't know where it's coming from a lot of the time. So I think that's the plan to contain him with things that we already do. Blitz this dude. He wants to throw deep because that's what he does best. All right, you want to throw deep? Let's see if you got time to throw those deep balls. Let's see if you got time. Don Brown, we don't want to take it that far. We don't want to take it that far, but you know, similar, not that, not quite that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Yeah, he got our linebacker coach. Yeah, he got him. Yeah, zone blitz. And that's what we do. We do a lot of the thing about Michigan is we do some of everything. That's why it's so hard to figure out what exactly we're doing. We run zone, we run man blitz, we zone blitz. We do some of everything. Have too high, run cover 3. You know what I'm saying? We do some of everything. So it's really hard to just put your finger on it. Especially as a college quarterback when you're bringing these exotic blitzes. It's just too much. So the thing that I think both teams are going to be trying to do is who can establish that run to take pressure off their quarterback. And then when you establish the run, it opens up the playbook. Now you can hit your play action passes. Now you got them second guessing themselves and they don't know what's coming because now you have to drop those safeties down to help in run support. I think whoever can get the run game going first is really going to open this game up and make the other team adjust. Let's see. Y'all on his head. I mean, I done got tired of them because they come in my comments. And, you know, I got some unbiased. I'm just giving an opinion on both teams. I might be giving a pseudo pep talk to JJ or something. And they just come on, oh, y'all going to lose. Y'all don't have a chance. Y'all going to lose by 4 total touchdowns. JJ McCarthy is trash. He's only thrown 1 touchdown pass in the last 5 games. Oh, my God. Did we lose any of those games? That's the question I want to know. Did we lose any of those games? Those last 5 games, did we lose? No, we were still moving the ball. How many touchdowns did Blake Corum have in those last 5 games? I can tell you a lot. Don't answer. I'll tell you a lot. If we don't score, if we get to the 5 all season, it's going to Blake Corum because he's become automatic. Once we get to the 5 on in, Blake Corum has been automatic this year. He's got like 20-something touchdowns. Let's get precise. Let's see. Let's get a little precise on what he got. Blake Corum has 24 touchdowns. So when JJ wasn't getting those touchdowns, Blake Corum was getting them. And we weren't just running the ball down the field those games. You folks are wild, boy. Yeah, we shouldn't have lost, and we didn't. We in the playoff, player. The toughest teams we played, Penn State, we running down your throat. You can't do nothing about it. Ohio State, we run it down your throat to end the game for 7 minutes. 7 minutes straight. That's crazy. But they did want Bama in this playoff. I'll give you that, annoying dog fan, because you real annoying. You you real annoying, bro. But yeah, they did want Bama in this playoff. That's definitely for sure. They screwed Florida State. They screwed them. Give him a treat. Michigan is one-dimensional because you can't beat our one dimension. That's like asking Shaq to stop dunking. When you stop Michigan from dunking, then we will pass. Don't be goofy. Bro, because we do have a chance. That's the reason. I know everybody loves Vegas. That's the reason why Michigan is favored slightly. It's a pick'em game. The reason it's a pick'em with Vegas, everybody loves Vegas, is because Bama. If I'm a sports bettor and I'm looking at Bama's schedule, I'm doing the same thing I just did to it. I'm picking it apart. Man, they struggle with Arkansas. They struggle with Auburn. They struggle with USF. I'm looking at all those games that y'all struggled against. Since y'all want to say Big Ten isn't the caliber, I'm looking at teams that are similar in talent to Michigan, and y'all struggled against them. That's the thing. I'm looking at, if I'm in Vegas, I'm looking at Bama's schedule, and I'm looking, what did they do against teams similar to talent level as Michigan? The games were all pretty much close. It's quite simple. This team isn't the team. They got battle wounds. They got wounds and scars from those games. We'll see how it plays out, but they definitely needed them. They had to learn their lesson. Even Jim Harbaugh learned a lesson from that, not overworking his team before the playoff. We struggled with Missouri last year, but still put 60 on TCU. You should know struggle games mean absolutely jack. I mean, you got a point with that. But honestly, I think the way y'all struggled and won that Ohio State game, Kirby Smart didn't have to say nothing to that team because they knew they should have lost. They knew they should have lost. It took about a drive and a half, and TCU was like, we can't play with these dudes. It took about a drive and a half. It didn't even take 2 full drives. It took like a drive and a half, and TCU was like, oh boy. Maybe we shouldn't have won. Maybe we should have just maybe we didn't want to be in the championship. Oh boy. But yeah, so that's the thing. To me, the way y'all barely beat Ohio State last year, because y'all should have lost. I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all should have lost that game. That was all Kirby. Kirby probably didn't have to say nothing because everybody, your whole team knew you should have lost. So the focus goes to 110% now. You got blessed to be in a game you probably shouldn't be. That's just a fact. And I hate to say that because I hate Ohio State. So I hate to say that, but that's a fact. Georgia is a different team this season, lost a lot of good players to the NFL. Yeah. If Georgia actually had a good pass rush, Bama wouldn't have stood a chance against them, I don't think. And Kirby Smart went with a not so smart defensive scheme, rushing 3 and spying 2 or spying 1. Just wasn't smart, really. Not since it just wasn't smart because he didn't have a good pass rush. Let's see. How is it not the same team? It's basically the same roster from 2 years ago, just with less efficient running game. You talking about Michigan? It's kind of the same team, but it's different in certain areas. but they've got the battle wounds of losing in the playoff. You know, you can say like this is the same team, but that's like Georgia. Let's say Georgia. No, let's not say Georgia. Let's just say an NBA team or an NBA team like the Warriors, and you can say, and they win their first championship, and you say, well, they brought back the same team. It's not exactly the same team because they won a championship. Now they're champions. Okay, let's take it the other way. They lose a championship and they come back the next year. Oh, it's basically the same team. No, it's not the same team. Mentally, it's not, because they have the battle wounds from losing, being right at the edge of winning a championship. It changes you because you know what it takes and you know what you did wrong. So you know you have to put in more work. I have to get better. So you can say, oh, it's just the same team. The problem is this ain't Madden. This ain't Madden. This is the same team as last year. Yeah, Madden football. But in real life, things that have happened change you for the good, change you for the worse. In Michigan's case, most of our team, yeah, they were on those last two teams. So they're hungry. They got their doors blown off by Georgia 2 years ago. Last year, thought they were going to have to play Georgia in the championship. But what they did, they overlooked TCU. So that's a learning lesson for them. Also in those years, Harbaugh in his bowl prep sees that maybe I was probably overworking my players. So both of those years, lessons have been learned, scars have been made, and these dudes are hungry. Exactly. More experience, that's mentally and physically. And even the coaches that made it there, they can learn off their mistakes. So, yeah, you can say it's mostly the same team, but they got more battle wounds. Rashad Walker said Michigan has to start this game fast, getting an early lead and establishing their type of game. They play better with the lead and the time of possession advantage. That's a fact. Bull, annoying dog. I'm gonna give you a stat that is ridiculous, and you can say, well, that was the Big Ten or whatever. This is a ridiculous stat. Michigan hasn't trailed in a game in the second half at all this year. Michigan hasn't trailed in the second half. That's a crazy stat. Our defense is statistically better without Aiden, but just ignore facts, dog fan. If anybody want to say their piece, they got something they want to say. The link is in the chat. Our defense should coach Milroe fits so that he commits turnovers. Yeah, I mean, that's our scheme. Our scheme is to get pressure, make you get rid of the ball, and also cause turnovers. That all of that is tied into our regular scheme. Like, the more I've thought about the game plan and stuff, I've just seen that like Michigan really doesn't have to change much because what they already do should be able to contain him on paper. You know, it's different when you out there and you realize, oh, this dude is huge, or you realize, oh, I took a bad angle and now he around the corner and he looking deep, or he's running in your secondary. You know what I'm saying? So on paper, the things that they already do should be able to stop him or contain him. and cause turnovers on paper. Buck nuts. Where was Michigan offense versus Iowa? Iowa has a great defense. And Michigan went with a very vanilla game plan. That's no excuse, because it's no excuse to me. But Michigan went very vanilla, and Iowa's got a good offense. I mean, offense, definitely not that. They got a good defense. Might be great. Iowa's defense is something serious, because Iowa doesn't – you don't get on the field at Iowa as a young player on defense. You gotta earn your stripes, because when we put you in this cover 4, you got to know it inside and out. You got to know it inside and out before we put you on the field in this cover 4. So that's why Iowa consistently has good or great defenses, because those players are usually juniors or seniors waiting their time, and when they get on the field, they're ready. They know their assignments. They're well coached. They're disciplined, and they playing lights out on defense, and they physical. So that's that. But as we saw, Michigan didn't have to do really anything. Our defense and special teams basically beat Iowa, because their offense is just so bad. This Michigan team is smoke and mirrors, and Bama's about to crack that glass. Sorry, y'all. Aren't you a Michigan fan, bro? Or are you an Ohio State fan? I can't remember. Treppa. I need to find out before I cook you, and before I decide which way I want to try to cook you. I need to know. I need to know which way. Are you a fan of Michigan and you just don't believe, or are you an Ohio State fan and you coming over here trying to talk? Michigan will win this game. They just has to move the ball down the field and get scores. I saw your rant about JJ not throwing his receivers open. No worries. He should be able to eat up Bama's defense. Impossible. JJ's not perfect. Like, he's not a perfect quarterback, but neither is Milroe. That's the thing. People talk like Alabama is LSU. People talk like Alabama's offense is LSU, Joe Burrow. They got Joe Burrow back there, y'all. They gonna score 70. They got Joe Burrow. They got Joe Burrow. They got Joe Burrow out there, and they gonna score 70 on us. Let's see what Joe Burrow did. Let's see what Joe Burrow did this year. He got benched. He got benched the third game of the year. That's crazy. I didn't know Joe Burrow got benched. He came back. He scored 24 against Ole Miss. Man, what a score. 40 against Mississippi State, who's 5-7. Good job. Texas A&M, man, Joe Burrow scored 26 points. Wow, we don't have a chance. Arkansas, he scored 24, guys. Oh, my God. And when I say Joe Burrow, I mean Jalen Milroe, because everybody seems to think he's Joe Burrow now at LSU, and he's going to score. He threw 60 touchdowns this year, y'all. Tennessee, 34. He got 42 on LSU, who's got a horrible defense. Auburn, a whopping 27 with a last-second score to win. Wow. I'm terrified. He really is the new Joe Burrow. Give me a break. If y'all want me to cook Jalen Milroe, I like him as a player, but y'all getting out of Bama fans and SEC guys are getting out of hand. So from now on, I'm just cooking y'all. Because the actual scores say different. They tell a different story. You know, you can actually look up the scores of Bama's games this year. You know, they created something called the internet. We're on it right now. You can look up past scores and what they did this year. That's crazy. So I decided today I was going to do that. And I wasn't impressed. You know, that's crazy, right? I know I'm living on the edge. And I was rooting for Georgia to beat Bama. I wanted to play Georgia. Just because we got the scars from 2021. I wanted to play Georgia. I missed that. I didn't even read it. I hope our play calling is better this year. Got us into problems, I feel, against TCU. And this is the thing about that. TCU, another problem that a lot of people have forgotten about. Short yardage, it was Matt Weiss. Weiss and Sharon Moore, they split play calls. Red zone was Weiss, and we were horrible in the red zone last year. And Sharon Moore was like first and second down, I believe. Short yardage was Weiss. So now that Sharon Moore is the offensive coordinator, the sole offensive coordinator, the continuity of the offense has just been better. The red zone has been elite for the most part, honestly. We get it in the red zone, it's usually a touchdown. If we get it to the 10-yard line, it's usually counted. The way Blake is running, that's just a fact. So hopefully with Sharon Moore, and we've seen it all season, the play calling has just been better. If you pay attention to Michigan football, you can notice the difference between last year and this year. Now, the big difference that I wish we had Ronnie Bell still, who's on the 49ers, I believe. I wish we had Ronnie Bell with Sharon Moore play calling and JJ in his second year as a starter. I miss Ronnie because that'd be nice. Ronnie, Cornelius, and Roman. That would have been real nice. ESPN is hyping up Milroe. They hyping him up. I mean, he's a dog. I'm not going to take away that he's a dog, but people are hyping him up like he's Mike Vick or like he's Mike Vick or Vince Young, Cam Newton, one of those dudes. Like they're hyping him up like he's one of them, and it's especially these fans. They getting outrageous. That's the reason why I'm cooking their schedule because their schedule says different. Yeah, I think it's just more important. It's just important this year to get some points on the board, whether it's 3 or 7. I think it's important. I mean, preferably 7 early, but it's going to be important to, get that first score just so you can calm guys down, get some nerves. We got some points on the board, let's go. I think it's just important to get those points. Because we last year we moved down the field. Donovan had the big run. We don't get it on fourth down. And we just had a great drive that ended on like the 5 or the 7, and we got nothing out of it. That was deflating from the jump. That was deflating from the jump. And then that bites you in the butt because it's a close game at the end. Yeah, that's one of child of Yahweh. Yeah, I can never say that right, but Yahoo. Let me just stop trying to say it. Milroe has tendencies in the short throws to be slightly behind the receivers. We will pick those off. Yeah, that's one of his weakness. Short and intermediate throws. That's his weakness. I know we think he's Joe Burrow. Everybody thinks he's Joe Burrow, man. He done that. You seen him? He got 60 touchdowns this year. Where? Did I must have missed it. I didn't see it. Where? Oh, he doesn't. Y'all just making it up. So that's the thing. That's one of his weaknesses. Just like JJ has some problems on his deep ball sometimes, or he doesn't try it. And sometimes he doesn't lead his receivers. But intermediate throws intermediate and short throws is Milroe's one of his weaknesses. Also, he holds on to the ball too long, which is why his offensive line, which isn't elite, has 50 sacks. They got a good offensive line. It ain't elite. You give up 4 sacks to Georgia, who has a mediocre pass rush, you're not elite. See, I'm gonna make this stuff correlate. I'm gonna make it correlate. I'm gonna make it make sense to some of y'all. I'm gonna make it make sense. Dave says Michigan versus Bama is Big Ten versus Big Ten. The thing is going to be which offense can score against the other's defensive plan. Michigan will need to be physical up the middle. The edge may not be there. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Ed Subconscious Will said, don't make it seem like Michigan has a quarterback on the bench level of Milroe. If that was the case, Michigan would not have gone after Dante Moore. And you always go after good recruits, bro. Come on, that's a bad take. What Chris tell me? That's a fan. That's a lazy take. That's a lazy take. You always go after good recruits. That's just the name of college football, especially with the transfer portal. You always go after good recruits. But the caliber of Jalen Milroe, Alex Orji is quite close to him. He is. Let me cook for a minute. I want to get to your question, Lukey, the red zone, mix it up. But let me cook for a minute. I need people to understand Jalen Milroe got benched this year. So you talking about a quarterback on the bench. You mean when Jalen Milroe got benched this year? Like he was on the bench? I know y'all think he Joe Burrow and threw 60 touchdowns and ran for 5 or 6 or 10 more, but he ain't. He got benched this year. The only difference is his offensive coordinator started to embrace, okay, we got to really build this around this dude. Alex Orji looks like this dude's cousin or something. 6'3", 230. Runs just as fast, if not faster than Jalen Milroe. Michigan has a dude like him on the bench. But you know the difference is Michigan has a guy that has been that took us to the playoff last year. I'm going to make it make sense to y'all today. Y'all done got me on one on Christmas. That's the difference. Was Bama in the playoff last year? No, they weren't. See, Michigan was in the playoff last year. Had an undefeated regular season last year. Who was the quarterback? J.J. McCarthy. So why would you bench him or try to give his job away to anybody else? You already got your guy. He already took you to the playoff. He already beat Ohio State. He already went undefeated in the regular season. What you talking about? Bama didn't do that. They didn't have that last year. That's the difference. So Bama didn't, Nick Saban didn't even want him to be the quarterback. He had to embrace it like, man, this is the best I got. At least he can run. So he can do some stuff with his legs. Nick Saban didn't want that dude to be no quarterback. Now, come on. Nick Saban did not want him to be the starter. That's why he brought in dude from Notre Dame. He wanted him to be the starter. He didn't want Milroe to be the starter. That's just how it played out. Like, man, dang. Let me bench him. Please take this job from this dude. Please. He couldn't take it from him. So he had to put him back in the game. All right, this is the best we got. Try to build the offense around this dude. I know he can't throw short and intermediate. Let's just throw it deep and run the ball. Let's just throw it deep and run the ball. And it worked. So come on. Trying to act like this dude is something he ain't, bro. He's a good player, but y'all hyping this dude up like he's Vince Young, like he's Cam Newton, like he's Tim Tebow. Like he just got unbelievable numbers. Like he won the Heisman this year, like he had 50 touchdowns. Like, come on. Y'all getting out of hand. Do you think we need to mix run and pass in the red zone? Definitely. I mean, definitely. But, if we get to the 5, they're going to trust Blake to hand that ball to Blake 4 times to get in. That's just what they're going to do because it's worked all year. So there's no reason to once we get to the 5. But from the 20 on in, I think, yeah, you need to mix it up and you need to take those shots to try to get in the end zone, whether that's rollouts, play action passes, corner routes, seam routes, all these different things to try to get on in the end zone. You don't want to be – this ain't the game you want to be kicking field goals. I don't know. Oh, my bad. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat, Terrence Lucas. How much depth do Bama have at D-line because they look gas at the end of the SEC championship? They don't have that good of depth. They don't. Most of Bama's players they play the whole game. Like they got a couple guys that'll sub out on the D-line, but most of their players play the whole game. Like they have a ton of snaps. I was actually just listening to that earlier. They were talking about that. Oh, I've been smoking y'all this year, bro. I've been smoking y'all this whole live, Bama fans, because I'm just killing y'all with stats. Because y'all just saying anything. You just saying anything. So I'm just cooking these dudes. Because nothing I'm saying is a lie. That's the thing. Nothing I'm saying is a lie. They hyping this dude up like he's done something. What has he done? He beat Georgia. He won the SEC. But people talking like he's won the Heisman, like he already has a championship, like he proved something like Cam Newton, Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow. Give me a break. This dude was on the bench. He got benched against USF. What are you talking about? Hoping and praying, put us in. Florida State doesn't belong. Please. You talking about? They ain't special. They get cooked just like everybody else. No, what you thought? They getting cooked just like everybody else because they got the same flaws I can point out. I pick people apart. They sitting there just like Ohio State was last year. Come on, put us in. Give us a shot. Get out of here. Oh, great comment, Dirk. Hey, really? What bowl y'all get? What bowl Ohio State in? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. What bowl Ohio State in, y'all? No, y'all don't want me to. You don't want me to answer. I don't care about every season. We're talking about this season. We're talking about this year. And Jermaine Mims, let me humble you. Let me humble you, at Bama fans. Nick Saban ain't going to be around forever. Let me humble you, because you keep talking. So let me humble you. Nick Saban ain't going to be around forever. And with the transfer portal, with the playoff expansion, you best hope y'all get this, because ain't no guarantee y'all gonna be. We'll be back every year. Okay, okay. We're gonna see. Nick Saban ain't gonna be around forever. This might be his last year. I don't know why you think y'all just a machine. Yeah, y'all was a machine with Nick Saban. Ohio State was a machine with Urban Meyer, with Jim Tressel. What they doing now? Huh? What they doing now? I'll tell you what they doing. Losing to us every year. Losing to us. That's what they doing. Now they reminiscing about 2020 and 2019. Reminiscing about the good old days. So you might want to humble yourself, brother, and Bama brother. Because you'll be just like him when Nick Saban retired. Man, what happened? We were Bama. Oh, no, you were Nick Saban's coach team. I've been binge watching so much content. They were saying Nick Saban is getting old, and he's not as earlier this year. He wasn't as hard on his team like he's normally, like super hard on them, getting on them about little things. And they said he wasn't on them like that. And I don't know if it was his wife or somebody told him, like, yeah, for this year, you're saying we'll be right. We win or lose, we'll be right back. You're talking about the future, buddy. Come on, I'm just reading what you wrote. You're talking about if you lose this year, we'll be right back. Okay, what if you lose and Nick Saban retires? Let me give you something to think about. He ain't gonna be around forever, buddy. I'm serving humble pie. Who wants some? You want some? You want some? Michigan had the beat Georgia drill this year. Michigan thought Bama was gone too. But we heard the moan on Selection Sunday. I think everybody moaned because everybody knew you shouldn't be in there. Over a Florida State team, everybody moaned. I think everybody in the country moaned. Everybody was like, oh. Because it was bullshit. Like, let's be real. That was BS. Everybody moaned because it was garbage. You didn't deserve to be in over that Florida State team. The fact that Florida State kept winning with their third quarterback, their second string and third string quarterback, to me, that validated that they deserved to be in there. Adam Smith, appreciate the $10 super chat. Greg here. What's up, Greg? Yeah, I think that validated them. They knocked them because they won with the backup in the third string. That validated how good of a team that they actually are to me. Everybody moaned. Hell, I was at home. I was like, what? Bro, that's BS. Because you didn't deserve it. Bama didn't deserve to make the playoff. Like, let's be 100. Oh yeah, now you speaking facts right there, bro. You speaking facts. Bama fans wishing for the old days. They have slept since the Texas game. Yeah. Don't be surprised when Nick Saban leaves if they revert back to not being as good. You don't see you the same as Ohio State fans. Jermaine Mims, I'm gonna put you in the same bracket as them because you just think that y'all a machine. You're a machine because you have Nick Saban. That's what makes you what you are. Because players come there because they trust Nick Saban. It's not because they just trust Bama. They trust Nick Saban, who's coaching Bama. There's a difference. The same way Urban Meyer left Ohio State recruits, they go to Ohio State thinking, oh, it's just going to continue. Meanwhile, you're getting your head knocked in because he's not Urban Meyer. Come on, bro. I'm cooking today. I'm cooking today. Who wants some? You actually think Nick doesn't have a replacement in hand and Bama will have their pick of the litter when he do leaves? Oh my God. That's the same thing Urban Meyer did in Ohio State. You talking like it's just you had the best coach ever in college football, boy. Come on now. You talking crazy. You had, and I can say Ohio State had the second best coach in college football. You see where you see how they're doing now? You see the correlation? You got the best coach ever. You talking like it's going to be easy to find another coach on Nick Saban level. You crazy. Georgia already got the protege that's looking the best. Sarkisian is at Texas. What are you talking about? Boy, Nick Saban got you drunk. You drunk. It might think it's going to be easy to replace the best college football coach ever. You sound ridiculous. Yeah, we know y'all done got drunk with success because you ain't even thinking logically. They'll have their pick of the litter. The litter ain't that strong, brother. I don't know why you talking like the litter is just so great out here. It ain't that many great coaches, and definitely not any comparable to Nick Saban. What you talking about, bro? You done got drunk on that eggnog. I'm gonna sober you up, though. I'm gonna sober you up today. I'm gonna sober you up because you talking nonsense. Exactly. Losing to Tom Brady. This man talking crazy. We'll be straight without Nick Saban. You think he doesn't have a protege? Just because he's your protege don't mean he's gonna be as good. A protege is someone you hope can live up to the expectations. A protege is not an equal to the mentor until he proves he is that. What you talking about? Nick ain't the only good coach we ever had. I'm just having bro. I'm gonna cook you just because I'm cooking tonight. So you keep putting stuff, I'm gonna cook you. You in the lion's den right now, brother. He ain't the only good coach, but you weren't winning like that before him. That's a fact. He's got 6 championships at Bama, going for his 7th at Bama, and going for his 8th overall. Come on, bro. What you talking about? Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach ever. Like, this is what I don't like. I don't like it. I can't stand it when people try to downplay somebody that has made their program legendary. You were already legendary, but in the modern era, he made y'all the GOATs, and he's the GOAT. I hate that. That's just like an Ohio State fan talking about Jim Tressel didn't do nothing when he literally made them what they are today. I can't stand that stuff, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Man, nothing. So you just boo-booing Nick Saban. Oh, we can find another Nick Saban. We can find another guy with 7 college football championships. That's not going to be hard. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You're not cooking Jermaine Mims because that's literally every year. Ohio State fans say that same thing every year. We don't care anymore. Every year someone says that. Since Harbaugh has came, every year he's going to the NFL next year. He's going to the NFL next year. That's literally every year someone says that. Get behind the Ohio State fans from 2017 on with that. He's going to the NFL. Every year they say that. That's Ooh, you got me sweating, dog. You got me sweating. You better respect Nick Saban and you better pray he don't leave. What you talking about? Michigan's infrastructure is A1. Do you see our offensive coordinator cook Ohio State? Nick Saban is not the greatest college coach. Phil Jackson got 11 rings. Don't make him the greatest basketball coach of all time. Your resources matter. Boy, I don't know what you're talking about. So let's get into it. One, Nick Saban, in the modern era, Nick Saban is here, and then there's everybody else. There's nothing you can say that's going to go against it. If you don't have the resources, if you are that great of a coach and you don't have the resources, that means you're not that great of a coach, because if you were, you'd be somewhere that has the resources. You see what I did there? You see what I did? Nick Saban is up here. Everyone else is down here in modern college football. That's just a fact. You got Nick Saban, you got Urban Meyer, everybody else. And Urban Meyer's still down here. You got everybody else. Ain't nobody else. If there's a coach that's as good as you think there's a coach as good as Nick Saban that is somewhere that doesn't have the resources, that means he's not that good of a coach. Because if he was, he'd be somewhere with resources. What you talking about? Phil Jackson got 11 rings. That don't make him greatest basketball coach of all time. He's renowned as the best NBA coach of all time, close, if not close to it. What are we talking about? And what made Phil Jackson great was he knew how to handle superstar personalities. That was his greatness. But it don't matter because he got it done. That's the thing. But that's different because it's NBA. You're on long-term contracts and stuff like that. That's different. That can be debated. The best NBA coach can be debated, but the best college football coach in the modern era, it ain't no debate, dog. It ain't no debate. So you think Urban Meyer is a better coach than Jim Harbaugh? Yes. What are you talking about? Yeah. I do. Because he is, bro. Come on. I ain't no homer. I'm going to keep it 100. If we could have had, before Jim was at Michigan and before Urban Meyer was at Ohio State, if we could have got Urban Meyer, I would have taken him. Urban Meyer is a dog. Urban Meyer recruits dogs. Urban Meyer makes dogs. And when they get on that field, they play like dogs. I'll take Urban Meyer over Jim Harbaugh. I don't care about none of that other stuff. Bro, I don't get your point. Jim Harbaugh is too stubborn. Urban Meyer is stubborn also, but Urban Meyer is going to bring that dog, and he's going to work his players so hard that they're going to be on another level physically and mentally. And it shows up on the field. Them boys going to hit, and they're going to be real physical. Urban Meyer is a dog. He's a slime ball. Like, I'm not saying he's not all of that, but his football teams, they're dogs. And he knows what he's doing. Like, that's just a fact. I'm sorry. Now, Harbaugh is probably a better NFL coach than a college coach, honestly. I love Jim Harbaugh, but Urban Meyer, what does he got now? Three rings? Urban's got 3. That means something. Rings mean something. I'm from the Jordan era. Rings mean something. I know some of y'all probably from the LeBron era. Y'all think, oh, we made it to the championship and we lost. Yeah, second place wasn't that bad. I ain't from that era. We about rings in my era. We about winning the championship. That's what we about. Exactly, Dave. Urban is gonna get them dudes, and he's gonna take a dude that's already a beast and turn him into a monster. I'm sorry. That's just what he did. College football is not played on a level field, never has been. Eligibility of a kid to play D1 sports varies from one college to another. Everyone is eligible to play for Saban. Not you right about that also. But that still don't mean he's not a good coach. You know, the thing, and let me get on this real quick. The thing that makes these coaches great, you can watch film and documentaries about Urban Meyer. You can watch them about Nick Saban. Them dudes don't let anything get by them. They letting them players have it, and they holding them accountable. Whether they're up 50 with 10 seconds to go, or they're talking to them dudes like it's a close game. They up 50. They still on this dude head for making this mistake. Their teams are usually physical, fast, physical. I wouldn't discipline that can come and go, but fast and physical, tough teams. Because those dudes are tough. You can't play for those dudes if you're not a tough-minded player. They're gonna let you have it. You got to understand, Nick Saban was at Michigan State when Michigan was still Michigan. Before Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. He was at Michigan State when Michigan State was really little brother. It's going to be hard to recruit going against, at that time, against Michigan. It's going to be hard. Come on, man. Come on now. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Yeah, you right about that. Harbaugh can take a loss, but I don't want. If I'm gonna keep it 100, I don't want my coach to be able to take a loss. I want it to hurt him that we losing. I hate to lose more than I love to win. That's Michael Jordan. I hate to lose more than I like to win. So, and this is no shade at Harbaugh. It's just levels to this. When you've won a championship, that means something. When you've won multiple championships, that means something. They can't take that away from you. I mean, they can, I guess, but that means something. Urban's got 3 rings. That means something. Nick Saban has 7 rings. Come on, what are we talking about? This man ain't going for his 8th ring this year. And we talking about he ain't the best coach in college football. I hated the Rich Rod and Brady Hoke eras at Michigan, especially Rich Rod with the garbage 335 from West Virginia. Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. You know, it really was. And it was just a horrible time. Now, I got to give it to Harbaugh. We had a long time of mediocre. And Harbaugh finally changed it. It took him some time. He had to get rid of Don Brown. He was stubborn. And you can't be stubborn with these assistant coaches because they'll cost you your job. Don Brown almost cost Harbaugh his job. Like Don Brown almost cost Harbaugh his job with that garbage Viper man blitz because we had multiple chances to beat Ohio State with good teams, but his defenses would just get destroyed. Ohio State scoring 14 a quarter. That's crazy. So you can't be stubborn with these coaches, with these assistant coaches. And that's part of what makes Urban Meyer and Nick Saban great. You're the CEO. You might coach one of the position groups like Nick Saban does, defensive backs, but the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, all these other guys, he surrounds himself with guys that are good at their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Carlos Rogers, Plexico Burress. Plexico was a beast. Carlos Rogers, shout out to Charles Rogers. Chuck, shout out to Chuck, Saginaw High. I was born in Saginaw. I actually went to the Saginaw High, the state championship when Saginaw High went to the state championship. I was little, but I actually went and I saw Charles Rogers play. I saw him at Michigan State too because my boy had tickets to all the Michigan State Michigan home games. But I saw him in high school catch the winning touchdown, I believe it was. So that was cool. Charles Rogers has passed away also some years ago. Yeah, Harbaugh's good. Harbaugh's a good coach. He's definitely maybe top 5 right now, maybe top 10 currently right now. Like I'm not talking all time, but Harbaugh's just stubborn. That's the big difference between like Harbaugh and Nick Saban and maybe even Urban Meyer. I think Nick Saban's the most willing to adjust and adapt with times. Then Urban, then Harbaugh, who's just very, very stubborn. Because when I hear Zach Smith talk about Urban Meyer, he says he's real stubborn too. But Jim Harbaugh is like super stubborn. He has to beat his head into the wall before he changes. All right, shout out big discussions. Y'all like his subscribe to his page too. Sauce Gardner was out of Detroit? That's crazy. I didn't know that. We miss out on a lot of talent in Michigan if I'm gonna keep it 100. We miss out on a lot of talent. And I'm looking at Michigan State teams and I see a shining light like, dang, he went to Cass Tech or somewhere in Michigan. Like, how did we miss on this dude? Yeah, we miss out on a lot of talent in Michigan. I'm not gonna lie. It bothers me that we do. Yeah, Jay Marion, urban recruited 2 of my teammates to Bowling Green. I hate to say it, but dude's a winner. That's a fact. We cannot like the guy personally, but you can't take it from when somebody's a winner. Just he good at what he does. I mean, it's just simple as that. Like, why'd I wake up to your educated David? Hey, bro, why you always come in cooking me now? I know that's you, Stephen Brown. Hey, this might be waking up just like, I'm finna cook Johnny. As soon as he get in the chat, he just cooking. Well, I've been cooking SEC, and this you might want to rewatch this one, Stephen Brown, because I'm on your time today. I done woke up hot at these Bama and SEC fans. I've been cooking this whole live. I've been cooking them. So you might want to rewatch this one. Because I've been on their head, bro. Are you by any chance a Lions fan? I couldn't do it to myself. I mean, I root for him, especially now with Aiden, but my expectations for him are like, we'll see. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of anybody in the NFL. The older I've gotten, the less I pay attention to the NFL. I still watch it, but I'm not like when I was in my teens and stuff, 20s, I could tell you everybody on every team. I knew the players. I knew everybody. Like I could break any team down. Like I know who's on the bench. I know this dude. I know this dude. I know the coaches. I'm just not like that anymore. So I root for the Lions. They got Aiden. He's beasting, but I'm not invested in it like Michigan because I've never seen the Lions be good. I've never seen it. I've seen them be okay, and when they get in the playoff, they flop. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being a Lions fan. Like, come on. We had Barry Sanders. They could never do nothing with him. They had Calvin Johnson. How do you get a top 3, one of the best running backs ever, do nothing with him? You get one of the best receivers ever, do nothing with him. And it's like, bro, come on. Like, so if they mess around and win, I'm gonna bandwagon on them because I'm from Michigan. So I'm a Herman Moore was a dog. He was a beast. Honestly, Herman Moore was one of my favorite players when I was growing up. Because at that time, I think I wanted to be a receiver until prime time came out. Then I wanted to be a DB. I can play both ways, coach. I want to be a DB. Oh, Johnny Morton. Yep. They had a squad. They just could never do nothing. Oh, yeah. Well, check. Rewatch this one. Rewatch this one, bro. I've been cooking these dudes. I've been cooking these Bama fans. I've been cooking everybody today. It really didn't matter who was talking. If I ain't like it, I was cooking today. It's got me sweating. Primetime and Barry drafted one spot from each other. Yeah, I was a Herman Moore fan, and then when Prime, because I didn't really notice Prime until he got to Dallas, because I was a Dallas fan. I became a Dallas fan when they had Nate Newton and Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Larry Allen, all those dudes. So I was a Deion fan then. But I guess I'll go about 5 more minutes. So if you got something you want me to answer, just throw it in the chat. Jimmy Johnson team. Yep. Jimmy Johnson, and then they went to Barry Switzer. I had a couple Deion jerseys. I had the dark blue one. I never got the white one. That one was fresh, but it would have got dirty. So I had the dark blue. If you think Bama is scared because Saban hired an ex-UM coach, I got some oceanfront property in Iowa. I ain't gonna front. That's pretty good. But yeah, I don't think he was scared. I just think Nick Saban just likes to be over-prepared. What does it hurt to hire George Hilo? He interned at Bama, so you know him, and he was at Michigan the last 2 years. So what does it hurt to hire him and see what he knows about Michigan? He can give him some looks and things like that from the different types of coverages Michigan likes to play against certain offensive sets. It's a win-win for him, honestly. Yeah, see, I wasn't paying attention I wasn't paying attention to the South back then. I was just nothing but Michigan, Ohio State. I wasn't paying attention to it honestly then. It was regional. I guess I was regional at that time. I was a little kid, so I probably wasn't barely into football yet. I think all of the guys have played, and I think they've pretty much got our offensive line set pretty much. But the honest thing is we don't really know since it's a month off. Zach Zenner's done, but I think they pretty much got their offensive lines, the guys that they want. I think they really got it already done. Now you never know with a month who might step up. There was a surprise, but I think for the most part they got the guys they want. I mean, yeah, Prime is mostly hype at Colorado, but we'll see. He's great at promoting whatever he does. If you think Saban leaves Alabama and they get another Saban, he hit you back with the same line. Yeah, I'd love to see more Orji. I'd love to see that, definitely. Because he brings some. I know some people don't like it, and I'm going to say this, and I guess I'll get off of here. I know some people don't like the fact that Orji comes in for JJ sometimes now. But the facts are, Orji brings something to the table that JJ can't do. JJ's probably 6'2", 6'3", 210. I think they got him listed as 220. I don't think he's that weighs that much because they lie on those. Orji's a legit 6'3", 230, 235. So he brings something to the table that JJ just don't have. That's being a freak of nature. Like, I'll run you over. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But JJ is going. The best thing about this month is JJ has time to become JJ again. The JJ that's runs a 4.4 and is nimble in the pocket, can make guys miss, and then, escape the pocket, because he's going to need it against these dudes. Bama's edge rushers are legit, so he's going to need it. So that's the best thing that can happen is that month, not only him, but Will Johnson. So JJ and Will Johnson can get healthy. So that's the big thing. Yeah. I mean, but we'll see what's going on with the offseason with Orji. But one thing I do want to see, because against Ohio State, Orji had the 20-yard run, and then they ran the same play again. Samaj Morgan, he should have gave that second one, he should have gave it to Samaj Morgan. So I'd like to see them do those wrinkles and him give it to Samaj Morgan, or him fake it and then him actually throw a pass. Because when he gets in the game, everyone's going to expect him to either keep it, to keep it most of the time. So I'd like to see him give it, because I think every time he gets in the game, the defense is going to expect him to keep it. So I think whether he gives it or if he fakes it and then drops back, I think both of those are going to work. Orji might mess around and run a linebacker over. That's a fact. That's a fact. I told somebody else that. He was on my head. I told him he's frail, but he's skinny. He's just a skinny dude. He's skinny. You know what I'm saying? So Georgia smacked him good. He continued to play, but I think he might have got hurt. I think he was hurting from that, because that's when he didn't get to throw that offseason, because he got smacked against Georgia. He stayed in the game, but they smacked him. So that's the thing. He brings something that JJ don't have, but JJ going to have to get down against Bama. You get down. Unless you have to, fourth down, crucial situation, things like that. But be smart about it. You ain't got to try to fight for the yards every time or try to run over somebody. Be smart about it. You got the first down, ain't nothing there, slide. You know what I'm saying? You got the first down, ain't nothing there, or you picked up as much as you can. All right, go out of bounds. Go out of bounds or slide. But now if it's a fourth down or if it's a crucial situation in the game, do what you got to do, brother. Do what you got to do. But all right, y'all. I appreciate all the super chats. Let me read these off real quick. Appreciate the super chats. James Cooper, Gregory Moore, Terrence Lucas, Adam Smith, and Terrence Lucas again. I appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate y'all joining me. Merry Christmas, y'all. Enjoy your family. Eat some good food, because I've been cooking tonight. No, I'm just playing. Because I'm cooking. Guess who's coming to dinner? See, I'm stupid. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. I had to get on. I had to get on these old Bama fans' heads. But like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.